legend, do they not? Anak, Anakim?
Sons of Anak?
Yes.
Giants. Made when the sons of God descended, had children by the daughters of men.
And you believe in them?
I believe all the words of Moses.
Moses?
They fell unto the earth, these angels, cast out by God or tasked with watching the sons of men. It is not truly known. While some claim it as legend, others say it is true, a story passed down for generations. Born unto men were fair and beautiful daughters, bearing the image of God. Some angels saw them and found themselves filled with craven desire. And the leader, Shamyazar, said unto the others, let us choose wives from the daughters of men, and let us beget for ourselves children. And so it was. And from that union sprang forth something other than sons of men. Giants, born from a forbidden union, men of renown and great ability. They walk the earth as gods among us. But God punished the angels for their sin and banished them into eternal darkness, never to walk the earth again. All that was left was the sire of their rebellion, feared and hunted by men. They are you, my children. You are the last of the Nephilim.
If all that you say is true, then why do we still hide in this cave?
The book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament, tells us the story of an ancient giant race called the Nephilim. The story of the Nephilim giants is further elaborated in another ancient manuscript, the Book of Enoch. Apparently, the Watchers, who were fallen angels, interbred with the women on earth, and as a result, the Nephilim giants were born. We know that these ancient manuscripts describe the Great Deluge, a massive flood which, according to scientific data, really happened. If the biblical flood was real, could the Nephilim giants also be real?
Perhaps clues can be found within a set of ancient documents known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. These scrolls contain the oldest versions of the Bible ever discovered. Among them were copies of a text called the Book of Enoch, which greatly expands on the story of the Great Flood.
The Book of Enoch is about these angels who are described as watchers, and it was said that 200 of their number come down from heaven, and they took mortal wives who begat offspring, and these offspring were of giant nature, and they were referred to as the Nephilim. And these Nephilim ran amok. It was said that they drank blood, they caused battles and wars.
According to the Book of Enoch, the Nephilim were guilty of horrific crimes, including slaughtering humans and feasting on their flesh. God ultimately decides the earth must be cleansed.
One of the differences is that in the Book of Enoch, the flood washes away the Nephilim, as opposed to the traditional flood story, which washes away people who have been rebellious and sinful.
Enoch is one of the earliest patriarchs mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. He was the great-grandfather of Noah, the man credited with building the ark that saved humankind and two of every animal from the Great Flood. But where the Hebrew Bible only mentions Enoch briefly, his detailed story is told through more than 100 chapters in a book that bears his name. The Book of Enoch can still be found in the Bible used by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church.
Enoch was an incredibly popular book in the time leading up to the formation of Christianity. In the book, the character of Enoch, it was said, he walked with God and then was no more. But the tradition grew that Enoch never died. In fact, the tradition has that he becomes the scribe of God. He's the only one in heaven allowed to sit, along with God. And he actually writes these things down, and he reveals information to humanity.